All right, so we're here with Coach Shumaker today. Coach Shumaker is our location leader at our Bay City location. So Coach Shumaker, tell us a little bit about the process that you had from jumping onto our team. I know you worked part-time for a while, and then you jumped up to a location leader position. So tell us about that.
So when I came in, I had a little bit of a background in martial arts, but just kind of jumped in. I've been coaching for a long time. Really enjoyed coaching, and so it was really cool to come into a new environment that had a great coaching system, so I could learn a new skill set, but felt comfortable in the job role. On the other hand, I had done a little bit of sales, but a lot of the training that I was receiving was geared towards professional development, not just martial arts. So it was really cool as I came in. I had the opportunity to grow and develop in two distinct areas. And a lot of that is just based on the model. So these guys pour everything into preparing you and just turning you into a world-class coach. So it's really cool to see. I came in, I worked for about 8 months, I believe, as a float. So I would cover down to the different locations. Either I'd be doing sales, helping out, getting people signed up. If a lead instructor or an assistant instructor needed a day off or they were sick, whatever the case may be, I would fill in. So it was good. I got to see all the different locations, different styles of leadership, different styles of coaching. So it felt really good. I got the chance to really see a well-rounded approach to. I got to see 6 different ways that the system is run. So that was really cool. And then I transitioned into a lead instructor role. The defining moment for me was we sat down and had a conversation, and it was the most candid, just up front, like, hey, here's what I can do, and here's what you can do. Cool. Does that align? Perfect. No? Okay, it's fine. We can go different ways. And then we found out that our needs aligned, and it was the best professional conversation I'd ever had.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. And from that moment, I was sold. I was like, all right, so if I'm on board, I can do this for the next 3 to 5 years. I can be comfortable in this role. So
For sure. So I know you're big on the personal development side of things. So we have a couple systems set up with the Get Paid to Read, and then also with the Steps of Success, which kind of is a roadmap of exactly what you need to do to get to where you want to go, which you did. So tell the audience a little bit about that and that process of continued development, and then also the roadmap as well.
Cool. Like I said before, one of the cool things was coming into the systems. They actually have a roadmap for you. So a lot of places you go in, even if it's in your wheelhouse or if you have experience in the field, they don't really have clearly defined guidelines for you to get from point A to point B. And so what I noticed as soon as I kind of expressed interest in the professional development side, moving up within the company, he slapped it on my desk and said, hey, here's exactly what you need to do to get there. Which is huge. So that kind of puts the demand on you to be a go-getter, which is great. But it also gives you just a very clear step to do so. So building out your knowledge of systems as far as the administrative side and the manager side, coaching principles, developing yourself as an instructor, and then also just developing yourself intellectually and professionally. So you've got the whole Paid to Read program. He's got six books on there right now. I think I've gone through 3 of them. There's always a question. He's always kind of testing knowledge, so he'll bring it up in meetings and offer like, hey, here's a gift card if you can recognize this quote, that kind of thing. So it's good. So not only is he giving you the opportunity, but there's continued check on knowledge. There's lots of accountability there professionally. So I've never been at a job that invests in your personal and professional development as much as this has. And it's because he knows if you have good people, you have a good product. If you have a good product, you can sell, right?
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, right? So
Cool, awesome. So tell us, you're a big martial artist as well. Tell the audience a little bit about, the continued training that you get, our team trainings, and you get usually a one-on-one throughout the week, and then you're training with your people, because I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are martial artists, and they might want to take this to professional level with us. So tell them about that.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as skill development, not only are we doing our training just kind of weekly, we get repetitions in, we do our regular trainings, but we'll also have seminars. So for example, we've had Dan Severn, early UFC wonder guy, I don't know what to call him. Darren Cruikshank just came in and gave us just a phenomenal seminar. So we get, not only do we get regular training, but we also get some specialized training. And there's a ton of stuff that they do to directly invest in our skill development. I don't think I've gone a week without them checking in and saying, hey, I've got this time to do this, what do you want to work on, right? So not only is it offered and provided, but it's also pretty self-driven. So they're expecting you to kind of be paying attention to your own professional development and investing in your own professional development, and then they're offering themselves as a resource. So, like I said before, the level of investment that the staff makes into our development is just above and beyond any job I've been a part of. So, yeah, quite a range of stuff. We do everything from on the ground to standing. I feel more versatile and well versed in different skill sets as a martial artist than I ever had before. So it's really cool.
Awesome. So we don't have to go into numbers here, but you have a young family, you have a wife, you just had a baby, and financially it's important. You got to be able to support your family, put food on your table. So tell the audience a little bit about your compensation package again. Don't have to go into numbers, but just what they can expect with benefits and compensation and so forth.
Sure. So even as a float, all of my, not all of my, I have even as a float, you have a regular income, like a salary, well, not quite a salary, excuse me, but an hourly rate. And then you get commission on top of that with whatever you sell. So if you're putting in the work and developing yourself as a salesman, you're going to see increase in profit just based on how hard you work. So it's a little bit of skin in the game, which is great for self-motivation, which is part of the expectation of being a member of the team, right? And then as a location leader, we also earn profit share. So depending on how well the business does over the month, I earn a percentage of that. And for me, it's been the difference. One of the things that I originally talked with him about was I want to be able to free up my wife to do the work she wants to do and not the work she has to do, so that she's not worried about paying bills. I can pay bills, and then she can go and invest in the projects that are meaningful to her. And I can say within the first 6 months of me taking over that lead instructor role, we've been able to do that. My wife is now transitioning out of her day job, and she's moving into basically full-time baking. So she's a professional pastry chef and a baker. And we're making that transition now. So within the first 6 months of that being possible, one of my big goals through this has been made available thanks to the system, the profit share system, and just the self-motivation required to get it done. So yeah, skin of the game changes it all. So.
For sure. Yeah, well, that's awesome. This is the first time I've heard this. We talked, and I usually, when I meet with my staff, I try to align their personal goals within our system, so I give you a roadmap of how to get there. I know we had talked about this, but I didn't realize that this transition of retiring your wife is actually in process.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's a big deal. That makes me very, very happy.
Thanks, Coach.
Because that was a goal. That was one of my goals, is to have for him. My wife is able to stay at home too, and I think that's something that you should have the option to do if you want to. Whether it's a woman retiring their husband or the husband retiring their wife, there should maybe be somebody at home to take care of the kids, right? 100%. So nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your day-to-day. You're at basically a location. This location's been here 15 years. It's an old, mature facility, which is a good thing. So what does your day-to-day look like?
So depending on whether it's a training day for us, if it's a training day for us, I'm in by 9:45. We're getting numbers, preparing for meetings, preparing for our professional training, and then we rep through basically everything that we need to know for instructing that day. We go through the class curriculum, we work with the kids' curriculum, and then we work with the adults' curriculum, and we got our training in the meantime. And then I have a bit of a break, so I'll usually go grab lunch, do something to decompress, read a book, and then come back in and get to work by about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Administrative stuff hitting hard, right? Making sure we're keeping in good contact with all of our clients, touching base with people coming in that day for lessons, or just following up with leads and that kind of thing. And then I, as the lead instructor, I'm coaching from about 4 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So it's a long day, but it's a good day. You go into that day, your administrative is done, you feel like you've kind of checked the boxes, and then you can really just pour yourself into your students, which is a really great feeling. That flow state where you enter that state where time just seems to fly by, right? From 4 to 9:30, I am just directly invested in the kids, and then in my adult students as we're going through, and we're getting through repetitions and working with them. And so it's great because you kind of wake up at the end of the day and you're like, wow, it flew by. I don't feel like I did a lot, and yet I did so much. So to feel meaningfully engaged, especially for me personally, I think is one of the number one reasons that this is like it for me. I thoroughly enjoy just the workflow. And then we have events on the weekends. So Monday through Thursday, it's a pretty standard schedule. Then Fridays, we come a little bit late, around 2 o'clock. We do some lessons. We get people in that are interested in the program. We go through, knock out the rest of our administrative stuff, make sure ends are tied. And then we'll have an event. So maybe we have like parents' night out. We bring the kids in, and we just have a blast, man. I'm like, I don't know how else to say it, but you get paid to hang out and play with kids. Like it's
on Friday.
Yeah, on Fridays. On Fridays, yeah.
Not during class.
Not during class. But yeah, so yeah, you just get the opportunity to really pour into the kids and on a more personal level. And that's what we're doing. We're investing in the kids and giving them the tools that they need to be successful later in life through the skills of martial arts. But that personal touch that comes on those weekend events is what drives home that connection with the kids, and it really reinforces the investment you're making, and then you start to draw a bit more of their personality out, and they start to really engage, and they develop a personal love for what they do, just based on your investment as a coach. So yeah. And then the occasional Saturday event, just bringing new students in, and
Yeah, awesome. So would you recommend that somebody take a jump? Because anytime you're thinking about jumping aboard with a new team, a new career, especially if you already have a job and you're looking to maybe change, would you recommend that people take the jump and give us a try?
Yeah, 100%. I think the number one mistake that people make is they come in and they don't really realize what they're getting into, and it's because it's such a good opportunity. They start to engage, they start to dig into the systems, they get comfortable. I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but they start to feel like they get a flow of things, but they don't realize the depth of the system. They kind of get the gloss over in the first 3 months, and they're like, yeah, this is cool, I'm just going to settle into my role. But if you're hungry and you're eager and you continue to push, all of a sudden the world opens up to you. Like I said, I went from 8 months of just being dedicated and covering down and being an asset to the team, and then I was given the opportunity to let those assets kind of bounce back on me through the lead location location lead role. So if you stick to it, you don't realize, or if you come into this program, realize the opportunity you have. It is like I said before, I've never worked at a place that invests so much in your professional and personal development. It'll do more for you than any job. I don't care what Fortune 500 company you work for. So
awesome. Well, those are sweet words, Coach.
I'm telling you, Coach, it changed my life. So
I appreciate it. Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time today. I'm sure they're happy to hear your story, and maybe they'll decide to give us a shot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.